Good morning, students. Farmer Krieg here with a video to show you how your chicks are doing. Here are our Americanas, and we have a question from Soren at Wiley. Soren wanted to know which chicks I prefer, the Americanas or the Cornish cross. That's an interesting question. I like the Americanas because Americanas lay green or blue eggs, which I think are really pretty. But if I'm going to eat a chicken, I like the Cornish cross. They're very tender chickens. Here I am putting the chicks back after I cleaned their cage, which makes them pretty excited. But you can see one flew up to the top to try to escape. So it's getting more exciting when I have to clean cages or weigh the chicks. They try to get out of their cage now. Here's the Cornish cross, and they're getting their new water and feed, and they're kind of pushy at the table. They're always trying to see who can get the most to eat. They are just really serious about growing. They are not quite as pretty a bird. When they grow up, they'll be all white, which is kind of nice. And their feathers are not as thick as the other chickens. Well, here's the ducks, and this was just after I finished the last video, and they are just getting too big for the tub that they're in. So I moved the ducks out to a bigger cage out in the pasture. And this is inside the aviary where the ducks will stay at night after they grow up. I have some adult ducks that already stay in the aviary at night, and hopefully I'll get some video of the adult ducks meeting the babies when they come in tonight. You can see they are relaxing now in their new cage, and they've got a lot more room. Why do you think I have to keep all these little chicks in cages? I'll be interested to know what you think about that. Here's our turkeys. They are about 1 week old as of yesterday. And you can see, like the Americanas, they're serious about growing feathers. And this guy at 1 week old can already jump up and get out of the cage. We had a visitor on the farm. Have you seen one of these at your house? They're pretty common in the Tri-Cities, these little woodpeckers. All right, let's get our chart out and see how everyone's doing. This is where we left our chart. The Americanas weighed 134 grams. The Cornish cross weighed 364 grams. The ducks were at 319 grams. And the turkeys were at 110 grams. Well, the Americanas started at 134, and they grew 10 grams to 144, and then 10 more grams to 154. So they're still growing nice and steady. I'm really happy with how they're doing. Our Cornish cross started at 364. Then they made it to 411. That was at 2 weeks old. They were 9 times as big as the day they hatched. Now, if a human baby was born at 7 pounds and was 9 times that heavy, at 2 weeks old he would weigh 63 pounds. That would be crazy. By yesterday, the Cornish cross were up to 464 grams, which is a little over 1 pound. The ducks went from 319 to 350, so at 2 weeks old, they were about 10 times as big as the day they hatched, because they started smaller. Then by yesterday, they were up to 381 grams. So let's check how our turkeys were doing. They started at 110 grams at 7 days old. Then by 8 days, they were 121. and by 9 days they were 133 grams. So they, like the Americanas, are more serious about getting feathers than they are about putting on weight so far, but we'll see how that goes. So this is where we are on our chart. Where do you think we'll be on Monday? We've got 3 days of growth. How big will those chickens and ducks and turkeys be? We'll just have to weigh them and find out. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.